Okay, story time.
So then, once upon a time, in a land far, far away. I got nothing.
We're going to have to work on our story time.
I know, right?
We haven't got that down too much yet.
Tell the story about the last meds.
Yeah.
Oh, so the last med, Carrie was on her last med, and I told her we had to do work, and that this was the last med, and that she needed to bear down on that pain, and let the drugs do their work between contractions. And she did. That's how we went from 5 to 8, and then from 8 to 10. And Jacob was, what was it called? Transverse, or?
Oh, yeah, I think that's what they called it.
Transverse, so he wasn't rotated all the way. And so Carrie changed positions in labor. He says positions in labor. And got her done. She's a champ. Like a what? Like a champ.
Tell the story about the little bars.
The what bars?
The bars.
The bars?
I went to the bar before you.
No. You went to the bar?
What about the bars?
No, where you said you gained respect for it because you saw the little contractions,
Oh yeah.
little lines.
So after we did do work, right? After we talked about doing work, they have the machine that has the trend chart of the baby's heartbeat, and then it has a trend chart of Carrie's contractions. And the contractions were kind of like peaking, but then when she started doing work, it went contraction, straight line of contraction, and then went down, and then contractions started coming every 3 seconds, or not 3 seconds, but every 3 minutes. I was like, she's doing work, dog, she's doing work.
How long did that go for? Or is that pretty much when he came?
No, that was to get up to the pushing, and so that was.
Was that before or after they told you to stop pushing?
That was like a half hour probably, right? 'Cause I don't know, it was like a half hour, and then from and then once we got him rotated right, the doctor, she was ready to push. In fact, we had to work through that for about a half hour not pushing when she was supposed to. She felt like pushing because the delivering doctor was in OR doing a C-section, and
Yeah, that sucks.
that was about 30 minutes or 7 to 8 contractions that she had to not push. The nurse said, it's kind of like when you have to throw up, but you don't.
Is that what it felt like?
No.
But it was to fight an urge, right? And so it was something that...
Carrie's like, it wasn't even close to like throwing up.
No. It's an analogy, it's not a comparison. So,
I
yeah.
can't even think of an analogy that it's like.
It's like you're pooping and then you have to unpoop. No, that's not good either. Aww. So yeah, that was pretty intense. And then, so then she went through 30 minutes of not pushing, and then they said that helped stretch everything real good. And then she went through 30 minutes of pushing, which that can last up to a few hours from what we heard, and Carrie got her done in 30 minutes.
Nice.
She was ready to get her done at that point, and
And then there he was.
there he was.
So what made y'all decide to come to the hospital?
The
Was it
baby
contractions?
coming?
Yeah.
But your water
Yeah.
didn't broke.
Oh no, we had to have the water broke.
So you just felt the contractions, you're like, oh, it's time to go.
Yeah, midnight of July 3rd. They started. I didn't believe Carrie either.
Yeah,
It was
it's
like-
like after that I had taken sleeping medicine. And after the third one, I was like, I think I'm having contractions. I was like,
No, it was after the second one because you said 2 times.
oh,
You
yeah.
said
I was a
I
little
think one came at
confused.
like 12 and 12:15. I was like, okay, well make sure because I'm really tired. And I went back to sleep because I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't mentally prepared to get up at that point in my life. I wanted to sleep, which sleep is like a thing of the past right now. It's something that it's a luxury item. I think it's probably going to be a luxury item for a while anyway. And then
So the
and
third
then they
one, I was
started-
like, No, really. And then
Really, it's time to
So then,
go.
so then that's crazy. Because so then we're timing contractions and how long, and we're kind of mentally doing it, right? We're half asleep, tracking contractions. And then I said to Carrie, have you written out your birth plan? She's just like, oh, I should probably do that. So, like, she's half asleep, she's drugged up on sleep medicine, and she's having contractions, and writes out her birth plan.
on my laptop.
On your laptop?
Yeah, on her laptop in bed, between contractions.
With bullet points and highlights and
Nice.
underlines.
Yeah. Of course, she said she was born 12707, but, Dub changed that up for her.
Had a few misspellings
Yeah.
and such, but
So that was a trip, and then about 1:30 to then we tracked contractions from midnight to about 1:30, and then from 1:30 to 2:30 we were tracking them, and they were coming every 5 minutes for 1 to 2 minutes, and then that's when we called Ask a Nurse or After Hours or whatever it's called for.
which took forever.
Yeah, don't document that. So then they finally called us back, which took forever. and then we finally went to the hospital. We got to the hospital around 3-ish, 3:15-ish probably. And then we got admitted and checked into the room about 3:45. The doctor finally came and checked Carrie out. We didn't know if we were going to be admitted or not. And then we gave him the written tracking because we started losing track of the contractions. So we decided to write them down, which is a good idea. And then they were like, you were dilated to 4 centimeters at that point? Or no, 2 centimeters.
No.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Yes.
I don't know. It was enough to be admitted to the hospital, and they said that she was in labor.
I think it might have been 4. And then, or 3 maybe, I don't remember, but when she found out I was due Saturday, she's like, yeah, you're staying.
Yeah, so then, so that was about 4:15-ish.
I can't remember what the contractions felt like at the
You
beginning.
said pad menstrual cramps. Well, you
Okay.
kept telling me.
I don't remember what that felt like in comparison to what they felt like later.
Hell ripping through your vagina? I don't know.
No, I mean, at the very beginning. I
Oh.
remember what the other ones felt like.
Oh, a gargoyle ripping through your vagina? Instead of all of hell? Anyway, yeah, so that was when we started. Actually, the birthing room was really cool. It had everything. I mean, everything.
That's good.
And then Billy showed up. She was our birthing coach.
Around 5?
Yeah, about that. And then Billy was amazing. Not only did she just give us advice from past experience and everything, but then like she constantly was changing the bed and the linens and everything for Carrie, which I didn't really know to do that. So she would have been wallowing, I guess.
And what were you getting up for? Was that part of the breathing thing?
Mhm.
Standing up?
Walked around. Wednesday finally got me all settled. The contraction didn't hurt as much when I was walking
Really?
at the beginning. Sitting,
Oh yeah, but then at the middle they were hurting. The middle to the end they were hurting very bad. Walking not so good. Birthing ball not so good. They both get the job done very quickly, but not so good with pain.
well, by the time that part hit, nothing helped. Walking wasn't better than... Actually, walking still was better than sitting, but I got the medicine, and then I had to sit down.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
And then I was able to sleep like for 3 minutes at a time in between every contraction.
Yeah,
Oh
when she got her
gosh.
first pain med through the IV, we were both so exhausted, and she had almost. Well, you had started crying at that point.
Yeah, she came back 2 hours later. She's like, you're still 5. I'm like, actually, it might have been more like 4 hours later.
Yeah, it was 4 hours
Because
later.
it was doing a cesarean, a couple of them or something, I don't know. And I was like, what?
So personally, I think the key to a fast labor is, 1, don't be a first-time mom. 2
Don't get
is
pregnant.
don't sit in the bed.
Stand up?
Yeah, stand up or do the birthing ball or do there was the leaning over the side of it, or lay sideways. That helps the baby rotate, and then it also allows the baby, to put the appropriate pressure on the cervix to thin it out. Because if that cervix isn't thinned out, your water doesn't break, and then you also don't dilate as fast. That's my personal opinion. I just went through it, and I'm sticking to it.